When do things get easier when you're a step parent? That's what we're going to talk about today. Hello, bonjour, bienvenido. My name is Amy Stone. I'm your very favorite life coach, if you didn't know. And today I'm going to answer this question about step parenting and when things get easier. This is a super common question that I get. Did it get easy for me? Because I've been doing this for 21 years. My stepkids are grown. When is it going to get easy for you? Right? That's the more important question, right? So this is a super interesting question, right? I can actually give you an answer if you want, and I'll give you some sources. Is no correct answer, obviously, but if you're curious, the American Academy of Adolescent Psychiatry says 2 to 4 years. And one study published in the Wall Street Journal says up to 10 years. And there is a statistic that I got from something called the Step Family Foundation that says 6 to 8 years. Right? That's how long they say it takes to blend a family. And I have no idea where they got this data, right? And no idea. What I can tell you is that I'm very cynical about data like this. And I personally think there's a high probability that the data I just gave you is just made up. And the reason I think that is that I've never been asked anything ever at all about anything in my journey as a step parent in all the years I've been doing it. And so I just really question who did they ask? What did they ask them? And where did this data come from? So, what is, I think, also really interesting is that the question of, is this something that just happens to step parents and in blended families, right? Is it because I am a step parent? Is this because of how my family is put together? I think that we can tend to feel that the issues we are facing as step parents are unique to us as step parents. And therefore, it's because of the way we've put our family together, which is something I call a family construct. And I personally find it very helpful when I see situations that offer me the perspective that maybe that's not the reason, right? So if it helps to know this, when new parents, biological gestational parents, are surveyed, it turns out they also find their situation very challenging. The Gottman Institute, which is a relationship therapy group of doctors, when they surveyed new parents for a program they were launching, they found that 2/3 of the parents of kids that were less than 3 years old reported high dissatisfaction with their situation in their relationship, right? So I find that very reassuring, right? I don't actually know when your life is going to get easier, you guys. You may have picked up on the fact that this is actually a YouTube video. I'm recording it. You're watching it. I don't actually know you. I don't know anything about you. So it would be a false promise for me to say that I could give you any information about when your life as a step parent is going to get easier. What I can offer you is that I do think that it is very hard to share a living space with other people. Now, maybe I am just a terrible roommate. That's definitely a possibility. But I do think this is a challenging situation. I think it's really challenging, and I think it takes a lot of work. Now, just because things are hard doesn't mean that we stop doing them, right? So I don't know if you know this, but before I was a life coach and working with step parents, I was a running and triathlon coach. I am a lifelong hobbyist runner. I wasn't training people for the Olympics or anything exciting or sexy, but marathons, Ironman triathlons, that's long races. Those are the things that I loved. And within the endurance community, there is a fascination with hard effort. And this shows up in other places as well, which is why I do that. So there can be a fascination with doing something and focusing on the fact that it's hard. And that is not always a healthy thing, right? So one thing I can offer you is that every moment that you spend wondering when it will get easier is just a moment that you're not doing anything else. That's what you're doing in that moment. And if you're thinking to yourself, Amy, again, this is not an actual answer, that is accurate. That's a totally fair observation. In my lived experience as a stepmom, as a mom, as a wife, as a daughter, as a sister, as a runner, as an entrepreneur, as a person, right? One of the things that all of those things have in common is that around every turn, there is a new set of challenges, right? So once I think I have something figured out, once you think you have something figured out, it either changes or a new thing pops up, right? A new kid, a new hobby that they pick up, a new age group. What we do when kids are 4 years old doesn't work when they're 14, right? What worked in our marriage 10 years ago doesn't necessarily work today. What worked in school 10 years ago doesn't work today, right? Whew. Again, deep breath, right? You might be thinking, hey, Aim, that is not an answer. And you're right. It isn't, right? Now, I'm not a content creator, you guys. I don't make these videos just to, present some sort of thing like, I'm going to solve all your problems in this video. I'm a coach. If this is something that resonates with you, that you find interesting, go to my website and check out the other resources that are more in depth that I have for you. The website is amysaysso.com. My name is Amy. Thanks for watching.